10-year-old Indigo is probably the world's best travelled cat. The little tabby has flown from Houston to Dallas, Los Angeles, Auckland, Melbourne and finally Brisbane after becoming stranded in the US when her family returned to Australia amid the coronavirus pandemic.
And Indigo's little adventure, well, folks, it did not come cheap. Her devoted owner, Francis Hayden, spent $15,000 to get her home. Francis and Indigo join us now from Brizzy. Good morning.
Good morning, Carl.
That is an expensive trip.
Yeah, but what price on a member of the family really is what it comes down to.
15 grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because I, totally accept that, particularly for people who are suffering a bit at the moment, that is a lot of money. But it's really hard to explain the absolute despair, when you have to leave a country. It's not just a town.
Well, how is it that you came to be separated in the first place?
So my husband had an 8-month secondment to Houston, to his company's head office. And 6 months in, of course, the pandemic happened. And, the Prime Minister said, come home, anybody who's from Australia, before the borders are shut. And so she was booked to leave in May, same as us. And obviously there are very strict quarantine requirements, which are entirely appropriate. I do want to apologise. If I have to let her go shortly, I'm going to.
Yeah.
I hope that's okay, because she's a bit stressed. So she was booked to leave in May, and it's very hard to do all the quarantine requirements quickly. So the earliest we could get her out was in April, and by then the planes had stopped flying. So we had to leave knowing that there was, at that point in time, no way of getting her out of America.
So how did you organise it and give us an idea of the journey?
So most people use a pet company, a pet moving company, because it is so complex, particularly to come into Australia. And basically our company, Pet Express, basically spent a month looking at every possible solution of, hiring planes, chartering planes, putting them on transport planes, trying to get Qantas to divert one of their cargo planes. And then finally they were able to reach an arrangement with Air New Zealand, which meant, of course, going via Auckland rather than direct to Melbourne. And then we were able to start her on that process, get her vet ready and get her over to LA slowly, because, of course, internal American flights had disappeared as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, 6 flights for the cat. I hope Indigo appreciates the effort that you've gone to get her home.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think she's still rather annoyed with us, actually. I'm not entirely sure she's forgiven us yet. She keeps wandering around going, what happened? Like, how on earth did this all happen to me?
Wow.
Yeah, no, but it was worth it. Just to have her back, it's still a bit unreal, actually.
Do you know what, Francis? We're very glad that it turned out the way it did for you. And there's just one point of frustration for me, and I don't want you to take any offence at my use of language, but a bloody cat can get into Queensland, but I can't.
Well, what can I say? Maybe the Premier's discerning.
Ready, boom! Lock it and load it, Francis. Thank you so much. Good to talk to you.
Thank